The second formal welcomes comes all the way from New York. Professor Anthony Tamburri, Dean, the John D. Calandra Institute, Queens College, City University of New York, will now address you.
I should say buonasera, it's after 2 o'clock. I just want to thank, first of all, Paolo and Fernando for coming all the way, about a year and a half ago, all the way to New York to invite the Calandra Institute, Fred Gardefei, and I to consider this venture. This venture is extremely important. It's unique. We're all part of a unique venture. If I had an hour, I'd deconstruct those 4 logos there because they represent a first in so many ways. You have a local community organization, you have a university institute, you have a city museum in Genova, and you also, which has its own history, and you have, of course, a Ministero, the Ministero dei Beni Culturali. This has never happened before. The idea that the academic community and the local communities, because there are going to be 3 different local communities, can dialogue is extremely important. It is part, I think, of an evolution that we've been witnessing in the last few years, the last perhaps 10 to 15 years, and I think it's extremely important. We're here to redefine what it means to be Italian. At least some of us will do that. We'll try to do that. And we're also here, of course, to talk about this term diaspora. And whether you agree or not, it's important because what it does is it gets us talking. And we need to talk more and more about terminology. Because unfortunately, those of us who are part of a hyphenated community, wherever we are, whether it's here in Australia, I'm sure, I can definitely testify to it in the United States, and in Italy, there's now the creation of a new hyphenated community, although some could say there always was an old hyphenated community if you were from the South in Italy. Where it gets us talking, it gets us to look at those communities, and it gets us to reconsider those communities. Finally, I hope that we can do away with some of the terminology that we've been using for oh so long, whether it is, I was talking to a dear friend, whether it is the use of the term, at least for us, Italo-Americano or Italo-American. I hope that you all in Australia would rethink Italo-Australian or Italo-Australiano if you speak Italian here. And I think we need to maintain the dignity of our cultural heritage by using Italian or Italiano with that hyphenated phrase. You'll hear more about that a little bit when I talk. And I just want to end with California speak. I am extremely jazzed at this whole event, and I'm really, really honored to be part of it. I feel honored and privileged, and I'm humbled to be part of this as the Dean of the John D. Calandra Italian American Institute. I say to my colleagues, Joseph and Fred, we already went beyond the borders of New York, and we actually went to Italy, but now we've gone the other way. And so it's a first for us as well. Thank you, and buon proseguimento.